Every great story needs a wild card. Someone unpredictable, unforgettable, and absolutely unfiltered. A lovable disaster at the family table. A conspiracy theorist turned unlikely hero. And a sweet, naive bowler caught in the gutter of life. He's made us laugh, cheer, and shake our heads for decades. The chaos, the charm, the legend. Welcome to the stage, Randy Quaid.
This on.
Well, let me see. How do you turn this on? Is that on? Oh, nice. Nice to see all of you today. This wonderful Saturday afternoon, it's afternoon. Hello, this is my dog, Cinch. And this is my wife.
Hello.
My lovely wife, Evie.
Okay.
And she's going to be interviewing me today. So she probably knows more about me than anybody. So
Randy, Cousin Eddie is a fan favorite, correct? What's your funniest scene in Christmas Vacation?
The funniest scene in Christmas Vacation that I think is the funniest?
Yes, that you think is the funniest.
That my favorite scene?
What's your favorite, funniest scene in Christmas Vacation?
I'd have to say that scene with... I love that scene when all the family's gathered in the living room and the grandfather, Chevy's father in the movie, John Randolph, wonderful actor, they give him a really big close-up of his face, and he goes, "Squirrel!" I love that.
Okay, so you've played everything from pilots to quirky relatives. Is there a character you've played that you'd love to revisit or wish you had a spin-off of?
I like... Well, I've always wondered what it would be like to follow that character in Independence Day, Russell Case. He, if he didn't get exploded into smithereens in the alien spacecraft, I would have liked to have seen like how he interacts with the aliens and what happens to him up there, and then I'd like to see him come back as an Amish bowler.
Now, you've worked with some legendary casts, let's face it, from Marlon Brando to on down. Who cracked you up the most on set, and who was hardest to keep a straight face around?
Well, we have a lot of fun making movies, with Chevy and all the cast from here, and the Vacation movies and that whole Vacation franchise. But I did a movie back in the early 70s, one of the first movies I ever did, called The Last Detail.
Woo!
Oh, thank you.
Which
yes.
you were nominated for an
I
Oscar for.
You saw it. And that was a really special movie for me. And it was I played a sailor in there, a young sailor who stole some money from the admiral's wife's favorite charity. I stole like $40 or something. So there, I get arrested there, and Jack Nicholson stars in the movie, and so he's taken me to the brig, and he's an MP, and along the way we become friends. And so we go to this parking garage and we drink some beer, and we're getting really soused, and we start laughing in this scene, and it's in the movie, and we just can't stop laughing. And then he tries to remember who he is, an MP and all this, and he tries to get real official on me and everything. And the more he tries to do that, the more funnier we just start laughing at each other. We can't keep a straight face and play the scene, so we just said, "The hell with it. We'll just like laugh a lot in this scene." So, and that kept it in. But that's one scene I remember that I could never I couldn't keep a straight face. Sometimes you can do it, but you know.
The thing about Randy is that film, he was barely 20, and he was working with Jack Nicholson, who was a huge star. So that was really his intro into the business. And here he is, like, cracking up with this master of really Hollywood. So that was a really cool moment. That's really interesting to hear about. So was there ever a role you auditioned for or turned down that you still think about today?
Well, let's see. One role that I remember, and you might remember that, was remember Bad Santa, when that was still before Billy Bob was cast in it. He did an amazing job with it, and but that's one role that I kind of wanted to play. But
yeah, I have to say I really wanted him to play Bad Santa. I really wanted him to play that part. That was like me calling the director 400 times a day saying, Randy's the perfect person for this part. I thought it was like the perfect follow-up to Cousin Eddie.
Well, you tried, honey.
I tried. I really tried. Randy wasn't that interested. I once heard a story where Walter Matthau's wife was equally pushy on the film Mozart, where she wanted Walter Matthau to play Salieri. And so she gets Walter Matthau on the phone.
In Amadeus.
Yeah, Amadeus. She gets Walter Matthau on the phone with the director, Milos Forman, who Randy also worked with in a film called Goya's Ghost, where Milos had seen Randy play Colonel Tom Parker in Elvis and called Randy and said, you have to be the King of Spain or I have to repaint Goya. But anyway, so back to Walter Matthau. So Walter Matthau's wife gets Walter on the phone with Milos Forman, and Walter says, I want to play Mozart. And his wife is standing there going, no, Salieri, Salieri. And Milos says, sorry, Walter, Mozart, it was like 15 or something at the time. So like wives often get in the mix and screw up. So that's that. What's one prop or costume piece from any films that you've secretly wanted to take home with you?
Props. I love props. I had, that Dickie. I love that Dickie.
Okay.
And you know whose idea that was? That was Evie's idea.
But it wasn't just my idea. What happened was we went to meet with the costume designer, and he said, okay, what are you thinking? And I was thinking he would wear the Dickie and then a jumpsuit. And at some point he would unzip the jumpsuit and you'd just see a bare chest and the Dickie. But the costume designer very astutely put it under a white sweater. So what other costume pieces do you think of or like or want to take home?
Oh, well, I'm wearing I got a belt on here. This is from Brokeback Mountain. And it was given to me by the director, Ang Lee, of that movie. And I wear that a lot, so I kept that. I kept the shirt from Independence Day that's kind of like an island-looking shirt that I had. I like that one a lot. And I kept the Amish underpants that I wore in Kingpin. And I still wear those. I have those on right now.
If you could play any role or remake of a classic comedy drama, what would it be and why?
A remake of a classic comedy or drama. Well, and it's not just because he's here at this show, but John Heder. I would love to do like a redo or a sequel to Napoleon Dynamite and play a character in that. That would be fun to play, and it'd be fun to work with John too, see what we could come up with. But that'd be that'd be one that I would think.
Yeah, he looks really talented, I have to say. And
But you know, classic movies. Once you make those movies, I mean, it's hard to imagine anybody else playing those parts. So it's you know, I don't. How do you top?
I know,
that?
maybe he could be Cousin Eddie's son.
Well, I don't know. Yeah, I mean.
Now, you've done both voice work, live action. Do you have a preference, or did you enjoy doing voice work, such as animated?
Yeah, I've done a lot of voice work. I've done a lot of commercials. Like I was the voice for Colonel Sanders for a while, and Capital One, and that airline.
What about your animation?
Yeah, I did some animation movies. I got offered King of the Hill once, but I turned that down.
Home on the Range. Home on the Range.
Home on the Range. Oh, Home on the Range is probably my favorite. I love Home on the Range. Yeah, I had a song in that, and I played the villain. I played Alameda Slim. He was the villain, and I had a song in it that went. How'd it go? Went. There are crooks in this here West who have claimed to be the best, and they think they wrote the book on how to rustle. But as good as they may be, not a one's as good as me, and I barely have to move a single muscle. But as good as they may be,
Call me mean, boys.
they call me mean boys, and depraved and nasty too. But they ain't seen, boys, the cruelest thing I do. You see, I...
Okay, what?
They had somebody else do the yodeling part, but...
What's the weirdest and most surprising thing a fan has ever said to you about one of your roles?
Yeah, I had somebody ask me just the other day, was that shitter really full?
Okay, so you're pretty good at this. So if Cousin Eddie had his own talk show, what would it be called, and who would be your first guest?
If Cousin Eddie had a talk show?
Yes, Cousin Eddie.
If Cousin Eddie had a talk show, he'd probably call it Save the Neck for Me. And
First guest.
First guest, well, I mean, it'd have to be Clark, right? Chevy, right? So that would be, and I guess we'd talk, and I don't know what we'd do. We'd do something.
Okay, so Randy, what hidden talent or hobby do you have that most of your fans wouldn't expect?
Well, let's see. Wise men say only fools
Stand up.
rush in, but I can't help falling in love with you.
So you're Elvis. Okay, come on. Thank you. Come to our table.
Thank you very much. Good to see you. Come by the table. I'd like to see you.